What kind of a band do you think NoFX is?
No hardcore band. No.
Not hardcore?
No.
See, that's where you're wrong. NoFX is a melodic hardcore band. Somewhere in the late 90s, the whole term changed, and hardcore, bands that were metal were now called hardcore, and bands that were hardcore were called pop punk. People call us a pop punk band. It's fucking ridiculous. We've always been a hardcore band with melody, just like Bad Religion were a hardcore band.
Mm-hmm.
But these fucking metal bands took our word.
Okay.
They took our hardcore word. Sick of It All, they're a hardcore band. Sure. But some of these metal bands, they're just, all they are is metal. They're heavy metal bands with people who can't sing, and they call themselves hardcore. Black Flag was hardcore. That was hard. Circle Jerks were hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not Biohazard.
Yes.
That was not hardcore. That's metal. Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
But what is punk rock then?
Well, punk rock is in between, I consider myself a punk rock band, too. But, a band like Chronic Generation or The Damned are punk rock bands. Or The Dickies, that's a punk rock band. But we don't sound like those bands. We're super fast. We have the hardcore beat. They stole our word. Those fuckers, those fucking metal kids stole our word. Okay. Our label.
'Cause it's always been heartbreaking music. So close to death we use it. Killing.
All those things take a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Writing books and producing movies, and I'm not really that into working hard. My job playing in a band, I work an hour and a half a day, and I can live off that. So if you have the opportunity only to work an hour and a half a day, why would you want to? I have a daughter now, and I love spending time with my wife and her, and I love golfing and gambling and drinking and doing drugs. Why would I want to work hard?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm busy all the time, but I'm busy doing stuff I like doing. I've written 235 songs, how many more songs can I write? That's why I started a cover band. So I don't have to write songs anymore.
Science fiction, double feature, Dr. X will build a creature.
If you can't win another election, you can only win twice. So what's the point of making another CD to raise money? He can't win again. It's impossible. So I could do another CD and just complain about him, but before we actually were doing something to help change, the world. And we raised over $1 million for his opponent, John Kerry. But Bush won again. But he did cheat very well the second time as well as the first time. He actually would have lost both elections if we didn't have electronic voting machines. In Ohio, the voting machines they're proven. What they did is whoever had the most votes, it switched to Bush. I mean, he got probably 250,000 or 300,000 false votes in Ohio. I don't know if you know this, but the man who owns the company that makes voting machines promised publicly George Bush that he would win Ohio. He said, "I guarantee you'll win Ohio." Ohio, which is a union state, which the Democrats should have won. It was obviously fixed in Ohio, the second election. And, Democrats were betting that they were going to win Ohio because the polls said they were going to win. Not to mention that only 50% at the most of Americans vote. So he got about 25% of Americans to vote for him. It was close, but most Americans hate the man. It's just most Americans don't vote because you don't have to. And they make people vote on a Tuesday when people have to work, and your work doesn't have to let you off. It's absolutely crazy why they don't have voting on weekends. And you have to register, and if you move, it's a big hassle. It's crazy. And why they don't make it easier? It's, you know, it's got to be one of the worst democracies in the world. But what are you gonna do? It's a pretty good place to live.
Helen is living in her car, trying to feed her kids.
Yeah, we're counting the days, but I think it's all over anyway. I don't think things can get much better. The damage he's done to our country and the world, I don't have a lot of hope for the future. That's okay. I mean, I think our generation has been living in the greatest of times. Things have got to get worse. They can't keep getting better. So, that's why I like to spend my free time with my family and, you know, partying and golfing, because,
You will not be forgotten, and we will see. You will always be remembered. You will be celebrated.
this new record is coming out soon. They're called the Flatliners. I think it's the best record we've put out in quite a few years. And they're the kids that are 19. Good record. It's kind of like an old fat record sound, but they're a little reggae, little ska. It sounded a little bit like Jawbreaker, but also hardcore. The guy's voice is great. So look out for the Flatliners.
You will never be forgotten.